Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire Geek, and I'm full screen. What's going on? Merry Christmas. Hope you're having a great time. It's not long away now with that big day. But apologies for me Iron Maiden. I should have wear something more festive, shouldn't I, than an Iron Maiden t-shirt. I've got a Christmassy Iron Maiden t-shirt, but I haven't got that one on. Anyway, but never mind. Anyway, we're going to talk today about the thing I know that's on everybody's minds at the moment. Do they celebrate Christmas in Star Trek? Well, the answer is, well, not really. But well, let's just explore it, shall we? But for a secular society, the humans of the United Federation of Planets in the 23rd and 24th centuries, that's all we really know about. I don't know about discovery in the 32nd century. Have they mentioned Christmas? I don't know. Anyway, they like clinging to their old religious traditions. Early on in season 1 of Star Trek, the original series, in episode Charlie X, we learn that Thanksgiving is still celebrated on Earth, because Captain Kirk says it, on Earth it's Thanksgiving today, and I want to make the reprocessed meat at least look like turkey, or whatever. He says something like that. So they're still celebrating that on Earth, but it's a mostly North American festival. They do celebrate in other places, but it's mostly, particularly in America, United States of America. And it's got its roots in the Christian religion, where you give thanks to the Lord for getting through. It's an end of year festival, isn't it? For getting through the year, a bit like a harvest festival, but it comes a bit later than the harvest. So that's like a building up to Christmas, isn't it? They still celebrate that according to the original series. I don't know if it's mentioned again in any other series. But we're talking about Christmas, so that particular celebration, it still has echoes well into the future. Even in the barbaric times that we live in now in the 21st century, Christmas has evolved into a mostly secular festival, a holiday period much less connected with its Christian roots than its pagan influences. Because everybody knows, don't they? People try and make out Christmas is about baby Jesus, but everybody knows it's got its roots well in the other religions of the time of Europe and the Middle East, Dionysus and all that, and then Saturnalia. It's all in there, but Christianity usurped it and took it for its own and made it Christmas, celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. Anyway, the Christmas holiday in our money-based economy it's the single most important period of the year, where businesses will make more in these few weeks than they do in the whole of the year combined. Quite often, not always, but quite often. But how does that translate into the moneyless society of the Federation of the 23rd and 24th centuries, where they keep telling us they don't use money, but yet they interact with races like the Ferengi and other races that do use money and financial things, and even some humans go out of the way to leave the Federation and go and make riches for themselves outside the Federation. So money still has a bit of an allure in the 23rd and 24th centuries. But has it become just a secular holiday in the Federation or on Earth or whatever? Does it give people time off at the end of the year, or is it simply a remembrance of a past tradition that has little influence of the day-to-day lives of the humans of the Alpha and Beta quadrants? I don't know. But, do they still have holidays? I presume they have holidays in the Federation, because they say that everybody, that wants a job can have a job, and they work for the betterment of humanity. But there's still got to be some people that do the horrible jobs, or is it all automated? I don't know. Anyway, in the original series Star Trek episode Dagger of the Mind, Captain Kirk, he shares a manufactured memory with a lady friend, of course, in which the Enterprise's Christmas party is mentioned. So that's one reference to Christmas. I think it's the first reference to Christmas in Star Trek. So clip.
Merry Christmas.
So moving on to the 24th century in Star Trek The Next Generation episode Devil's Due, which were originally going to be an episode for Star Trek Phase 2 way back in the 70s. Anyway, Lieutenant Commander Data portrays Ebenezer Scrooge on the holodeck in a rendition of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. So is this a celebration of Christmas? Not really. It's a lesson for Data in his striving to become more human. But, it's a Christmas Carol, so I don't think he's not thinking about Christmas really, is he? When that, but anyway, so can unkind people learn from the errors of their ways? The episode goes on to show us an encounter with the devil. She's called Ardra. But it turns out that she's a confidence trickster, an alien one, holding the entire planet to ransom. I forgot the name of the planet. It'll come to me. But, yeah, so she used an ancient legend on this planet that foretold the coming of this demon Ardra, and used it to hold the entire planet to ransom and tried to get lots of money from them. But anyway, it starts out with Data being Ebenezer Scrooge in A Christmas Carol. So, clip!
You don't believe in me.
I don't.
What evidence would you have of my reality beyond that of your senses?
Staying with the Next Generation cast, we traverse to the big screen in Star Trek Generations. A lot of people didn't like that film, did they? I thought it was all right. But I did a fan edit of my own where I took out all the bits with Kirk in it. So like Kirkless Generations. And it actually works just as a standalone TNG, movie. Or an extended episode, you could say. But anyway, when Captain Picard enters the Nexus is this thing that's in Generations that goes through the galaxy, and it's not really explained what it is. It's described as joy. Anyway, when Captain Picard enters the Nexus, he appears in a weird, almost Dickensian Christmas scene, with all this big tree and all people are dressed in like the Victorian clothes. And he's got loads of kids that are like pretty obnoxious. They are terrible. So I'm guessing this is how Americans think that how all Europeans celebrate Christmas in some weird, oldie worldy way. But this scene alone in Generations, it could lift the film into the realm of being a Christmas film. So I'm going to watch it because it's Christmas and it's got a big Christmas scene in it. But I don't know. I don't know if they actually mention Christmas in it. But they show us a Christmas tree with baubles and stuff. And everybody. Oh, do the kids wish him a Merry Christmas? I think they do actually. I think they do. It's been a while since I've watched it, so I'm going to have to watch it and then we'll find out. But in the meantime, clip.
Thank you for the doll. She's very beautiful.
Anyway, heading back to television, Star Trek Deep Space Nine mentions Christmas in the Season 4 episode, Our Man Bashir, where the station's doctor, Dr. Julian Bashir, Lieutenant Julian Bashir, is trapped in a holosuite, because they have holosuites on Deep Space Nine. They don't have holodecks, they have holosuites, run by Quark, the Ferengi. He's trapped in a holosuite playing out a James Bond-style scenario. In the episode, a Christmas gift is mentioned about exploding earrings. But anyway, clip.
Interesting jewellery. I bought those for Anastasia last Christmas.
The very first episode of Star Trek Voyager, Caretaker, which I really like. I think Caretaker and the pilot episode of Deep Space Nine are excellent pilot episodes. But anyway, by the by. Caretaker has Tom Paris telling Harry about how he ended up in prison, because he started off in prison in New Zealand, a Federation penal colony, and because he was piloting a shuttle and caused an accident, people died, and he tells Harry why people are ignoring him on Voyager or are being a bit brusque with him, and so he tells him all about it. Clip.
The ghosts of those 3 dead officers came to me in the middle of the night and taught me the true meaning of Christmas.
Right, so we're staying with Voyager. In the Season 2 episode, Death Wish, we see 2 members of the Q continuum. We see Q, John Delancey's Q, and we see another one he calls himself Quinn, just because it begins with Q. Anyway, they're sort of like battling it out, sort of, or they're chasing each other through, the universe and dimensions and stuff, because Quinn doesn't want to be a Q anymore, he wants to die. Anyway, Quinn, he transforms Voyager into a Christmas bauble, an ornament on a Christmas tree, but Q, the original Q, quickly finds us. Clip! In Season 6 of Voyager, the episode Survival Instinct, which is kind of about the Borg, it's not kind of, it is about the Borg, it shows us Captain Janeway's ready room full of items that they acquire from this friendly PlayStation. People keep giving them things. And Janeway mentions it looks like, I don't know, a Christmas, something. She says something about Christmas. Clip!
Doesn't it look like Christmas morning in here, Commander?
And finally, I think, later in Season 6 of Voyager, there's an episode called Spirit Folk. It's not one of my favourite episodes. I'm not a big fan of the episodes of Voyager where they go to this little Irish village on the holodeck. I find them episodes pretty boring, to be honest. But anyway, that episode, Spirit Folk, mentions Christmas twice. Once when Harry Kim and Tom Paris, they're tied to a chair, and this chap mentions they're trussed up like Christmas turkeys. Clip!
It's bad enough you got them trussed up like Christmas turkeys. There's no need for foolish threats.
And later on, near the end of the episode, when Janeway hands a fella called Michael, hands him a book, and he says, "Is it an early Christmas present?" Clip!
What's this? Christmas come early?
It has for you. Open it.
So there we go. So there's 9 mentions of Christmas in Star Trek there, out of nearly 900 episodes. So it's not a big batting average, is it? It's like less than 1%. And then we've got the movies as well. So it's not exactly overwhelming, is it? But hey, it's Christmas, so could be some slack. Had to find some things, didn't I? So there you go. So they do mention Christmas in Star Trek. I don't think they celebrate it, but I think some people might observe it as a traditional holiday or festival. But I don't think it's really celebrated because it's a secular society, isn't it? The Federation. They don't really deal with religion, even though they still have some of the trappings of their religious past, such as weddings and stuff like that, marriages, and even on planets like Vulcan, they still have, echoes of their, non-logical history. But that's by the by. I'm talking about Christmas, so Christmas is mentioned in Star Trek. But I don't think they don't go as far as to get the bunting up, apart from in Generations. But to close out, let's have Captain Picard singing a Christmas song. Live long and prosper, and make it so.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, make it so, make it so, make it so. Man, it doesn't show signs of stopping. And I brought me some tea Earl Grey hot. The lights are turned way down low. Make it so, make it so, make it so. When we finally kiss goodnight. How I hate going out in the storm. But if you...
Really?
Shut up, Wesley! All the way home, I'll be...
warm. Oh, the fire is slowly dying. And my dear...
We're still goodbye, then. But
as long as you love me so, make it so.
make it so. Make it so.